It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the USA Paralympic para track and field athlete, Hannah Dederick. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get into the sport of track and field?
So I from my early childhood, I didn't grow up playing sports. I didn't join sports till I was 12. Back in 2012, I moved from Alabama to Spokane, and I was transferred to a children's hospital, called Shriners, where they recommended me to a program in Spokane called Player Sports Spokane, which is an amazing program where they take youth and adults with physical disabilities and get them involved in a variety of sports.
How is it like obviously being introduced into the para track and field?
It was definitely a different world. I didn't really see myself as an athlete. I was definitely hesitant at starting first, at first, but I definitely gotten better. I was introduced into wheelchair racing as my first sport, and then incorporated into wheelchair basketball later on. So I did a lot. I did a variety of sports after I joined Paris Sports Spokane program.
Of course, what was the transition like from going from wheelchair basketball to track and field?
So I went from wheelchair racing to wheelchair basketball. It was obviously different. They're two different sports with different abilities and etc. I think both of those sports are really fun to get involved in, and I'm so happy that I was involved in both wheelchair basketball and wheelchair racing. But wheelchair racing was definitely something that I wanted to focus in my life.
What was it like the first time you got to compete in the track and field side?
It was definitely a different experience. It's something that I've never really gotten to be involved in until now. Until like a little later on, I went to my first U.S. Paralympic track and field meet back in 2017, and then made the junior world team back in 2017. It was from junior worlds to now, and then the times between where it all led to the Paralympics.
What was it like obviously competing in the junior world championship in 2017?
I was definitely really excited. I was definitely really nervous at first, but then when I went there, I knew that like I was going to beat everybody like 100 meters, which I clearly did, and brought home 4 gold medals and reigning as the junior world champion. And then like it was the start of a new beginning in my life. It was when my journey started to World Tokyo. I was ranked 6th in the world in the 100 when I was just 14 years old, against T54 best athletes in the world, which is the highest, most competitive class to compete in.
What was that feeling like of getting to put on your first world championship medal?
It was incredible, just getting to represent your country and represent the work you put in, and I remember sitting on the podium and just being excited just to be here and be part of the para sport world and being able to take home a medal for not only myself but for the work that was put into it.
How is it like obviously going to the Arizona Grand Prix?
So in 2018, Arizona was definitely my best meet. The Grand Prix was definitely my best meet. I PR'd in like all my events. I've gotten the chance to race with a bunch of Paralympians, like Chelsea McClamber, 3-time Paralympic medalist, and then Amanda McGlory, 4-time Paralympic medalist, and Sherry Matson, a 10-time Paralympic medalist.
Of course, in 2019, what was it like returning to the World Championship and competing there?
It was so exciting to just come back and come back as the reigning champion and just to get another title, and which I did. I brought home 4 gold medals. I was on the podium. Like a lot, and I continue to be the junior world champion.
Of course, during the Junior World Championships, what was it like competing in the 100 meter, the 300, and the 400 meter?
At Junior Worlds?
Mhm.
It was, they were, so I competed in the 100, the 4, the 8, the 15. They were great events to compete in and to be a part of and to represent your country against the fastest junior athletes in the world. I definitely had a lot of confidence going to competition. I knew that obviously it was the same people that competed back in 2017, which I did beat, but I knew that I wasn't sure if they were fast, if they gotten faster or I gotten faster, which I definitely did get faster because I came back with another 4 gold.
Of course, in 2019, what was it like knowing that obviously what work you put in 2017 for the Worlds to help you to get to where you are in 2019 for the World?
Is it for Junior Worlds or the World Championships?
Junior Worlds.
I would say I definitely did put in the same amount of work leading up to the Junior World Championships. I obviously had to like qualify to make Junior Worlds. I take 20 junior athletes in the country and get them the opportunity to compete. I definitely knew I was going to make the team no matter what.
What was that feeling like when you found out that you made the Paralympic team and were going to Tokyo?
Oh my gosh, it was such an incredible feeling of just reflecting on how well I did at trials and how well I did over the past 5 to 7 years leading up to being named as nominated to the Paralympic team. It was incredible. I was so they announced teams on Zoom call instead of in person. So I was at an airport in Minneapolis, which was the exact same place where they hosted the trials. I was heading for a basketball tournament in Minneapolis, and I was just on a Zoom call surrounded by my teammates and my coaches, and it was just incredible just to be surrounded by people who were really proud of me.
Of course, during that feeling when you got that call that you made it, what was going through your head on obviously all your hard work paid off?
It was definitely incredible feeling. I was so overjoyed. I was like put, as long as you like put in the work, put in the time, and know what you really want to accomplish in your life, it really does work.
What was that preparation like preparing for the Paralympics after you made the team?
So I was coached by Paris Sports Book and wheelchair racing coach Teresa Skinner. She coached me the past 7 years, which currently being coached at the University of Illinois by Adam Blinkley. I did went to practice a lot. I went to practice like 5 days a week, strength training like once or twice a week, and I qualified for the 100 and the 400, and we focused on a lot of starts and accelerations and speeds, and it really came together real well leading up to the Paralympics.
What was that moment like when you finally got to sink in and know that you made it to the Paralympics when they mailed you your jersey?
I did not expect to get my jersey so soon. I didn't expect to get my USA gear, and like after a week, I was announced to the team. It was I felt like it was such a different feeling because it was the gear for the Paralympics, and I had opportunity to represent and wear that gear, and nobody else has it besides the athletes who made the Olympic and Paralympic team in Tokyo for track and field. So it was incredible.
What was that first feeling like when you got to put on that Paralympic gear?
I was excited. I absolutely love representing my country, and I love representing the people behind our sport and the people that supported me. I feel like I've like earned the spot of like being able to put on USA and represent across my chest. It was just incredible.
What was that feeling like when you had the Paralympic rings and the US flag on your jersey?
It was definitely a monumental feeling. It was definitely a feeling. It was definitely a different feeling compared to a World Championships or Team World or Pan Am. It was representing the U.S. United States jersey at a Paralympic Games on the world's greatest stage.
How was that feeling like of living out your dream to make it to the Paralympics?
Um, it was so incredible. It was everything that I've ever asked for in my life. It was something that I never imagined would be possible without the support and the time that was put into wanting to make this team and wanting to succeed in the sport. I could not be more grateful to be able to be surrounded by my coaches and my teammates and my family and everyone that really supported to make this happen.
Of course, when you got to the Paralympics, what were some of your game day traditions and routines like?
So I went to the game. So I arrived there like 2 weeks early before the game started. I stayed at the Yukola Air Force Base in Japan, and we stay there to get accumulated, to train, and to recover and eat, and just to get used to the time and the weather and the humidity.
Of course, did you have any pre-game jitters going into the
Oh
Paralympics?
yeah, I definitely had a lot of jitters. I knew that it was definitely going to be a tough competition. I was the youngest wheelchair racer that ever made this team, and I was the youngest on my field. I knew it was going to be tough competition, and I knew that these gals are going to be really fast, and they were definitely really fast. I definitely made a final. I made a final, and I definitely had a potential to medal, and I definitely came short with the medal. I was like 3/100th of a second for bronze at the Paralympic Games, but still, it was so incredible. Like, everything I could ask for.
Of course, what was that pre-game jitters like preparing for the race?
Um, it was like checking in. You have to you have to be in that call tent for a long time. Like it felt like eternity to be able to race. I felt like I was in that tent forever, but eventually they called me out and I was able to race and I was able to prepare, set my compensator, get the jitters out, do some laps and race.
Of course, what was it like standing in front of the Paralympic logo statue and sinking it all in that you made it?
It was my favorite place to visit at the village. They had a Paralympic logo where everyone there can take pictures with, and I definitely got a picture with the Paralympic logo. It was monumental. It was a picture I'll keep forever.
What does it mean to obviously have Paralympian track and field behind your last name?
I feel like it's so special to make a Paralympic team and have your name on there. It's gonna like be on there for years and years and years to come, and be able to be able to help athletes, to be able to like have athletes look at your name and really get to learn what you did in your life and what you accomplished and what the journey you came to the Olympics.
What were some of your favorite memories and moments during this previous Paralympics?
There was a lot of memories. Obviously the big thing is getting to race and also getting to be part of the Paralympic team in the Paralympic movement and be able to show the world what I was capable of doing and how much work was put in. There was a lot of really good memories from hanging out at the village, to meeting so many athletes, to hang out with a lot of athletes, to getting the opportunity to compete against the best athletes in the world. It was remarkable experience and it was everything I could ask for.
Who are some of those athletes that you look up to in the track and field community?
So I have a couple of ultra racing athletes that I got two main athletes that I really looked up to. They've been in there since I started racing. So we got Sherry Matson, who I got to compete with in Tokyo, but alongside in the final. She's a 10-time Paralympian and she's a 10-time Paralympic medalist, and she is a phenomenal athlete. She made the Olympic team back in 1996 and then made two other games, took 10 years off and then came back strong and brought home a silver in Rio, and then 4 years later came back strong and came home with the silver and the bronze. It was so incredible to witness her journey through it all. And then we got Susanna Scaroni. She's my training partner right now at the University of Illinois. She is an incredible athlete. She's such a hard worker and I love her work ethic. Watching her 5,000 in Tokyo at the stadium was just unbelievable. She did incredible, and I'm so grateful to be able to witness her 5,000. It was a race I'll never forget. She beat everyone long run. She beat the Paralympic record. She earned her first gold medal at the Paralympic Games, which was so incredible to witness.
Who is the most influential person in your career and / your idol?
I would say I would say my coach, Teresa Skinner. She's such a remarkable coach. She's given back to the community so much for us athletes. Just her dedication and she's helped me get involved in so many of these awesome opportunities in my life that I would never imagine would be possible if it wasn't her helping me get involved into these opportunities like the Paralympic Games. It was so incredible. She's like the best person ever. She has such a good heart, and I have so much gratitude and respect for her and the athletes she's impacted around the globe and around the nation that she continues to make throughout these athletes' lives.
What are some of your future plans in the sport of track and field, and do you plan on going to the Paralympics again?
So I'm my first year at the University of Illinois, which is the greatest wheelchair racing training programs in the country and in the world. I'm being coached by Adam Blankling, a three-time Paralympian, and also alongside the world's best athletes like Daniel Romachek and Susanna and etc. I started to slowly get into a marathon season. I've done a half marathon, and I have a Chicago half marathon next week, and then I hope to do the Chicago marathon in the fall. I definitely want to do marathons in my life. I've always been a sprinter like my entire life, and I feel like the marathon is just incredible. Like makes you work on everything. It makes you work on your start, your acceleration, the hills, the long distance, your stroke, everything. And that's what I love about the marathon. And then I hope to make the Paris 2024 games. I definitely hope to medal at that games. And yeah, I also hope to make world championship team, my second world championship team next year, and then go from here.
What advice would you give future and current track and field players looking to go to the Paralympics?
I would say just look for opportunities. I think my biggest advice for athletes who never know about the Paralympics, which I feel like NBC has done a very good job broadcasting the Paralympics, and I think that obviously social media. I feel like there's so many opportunities for athletes who don't know about the Paralympics, who want to get involved, just to reach out to programs, local programs. If you don't have local programs, reach out to your high school, get involved in your high school, get in contact with coaches and equipment, and apply for grants. There's such amazing grants to apply for and get the equipment you need to get started.
What advice would you give your people such as yourself that are looking to compete either in the first time or go back to the Paralympics?
For your first Paralympics, I would say just enjoy the experience. It's definitely a really high competition event. It's competing against the greatest world stage. Definitely enjoy the moments. Enjoy the experience. Enjoy the Paralympic dream life you've always wanted. And then for athletes who are coming back to another Paralympic Games, obviously definitely enjoy the moments again. Enjoy the joy of why you do the sport. Enjoy the people around you who helped you get into where you are, and obviously you can, for your another Paralympics, you can obviously have a goal to medal. I think the more Paralympic games you get into, the more you're comfortable and the more you're able to experience what it's like to feel the competition jitters and get used to those kind of jitters.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
You can find me on my Instagram. I'm mostly active on my Instagram. My Instagram is hbanana_012. Yeah, it has everything. It has my whole life there. I'm always posting. I'm always commenting. You guys can DM me for anything. Yeah, I definitely Instagram is the media to reach out.
Thank you again, Hannah Dederick, for your interview, and best luck in your future as a U.S. Paralympian track and field athlete.
Thank you so much.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon. You can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Hannah Dederick, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thanks for having me.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free